Hello, everyone. It is 8:15 p.m. on Saturday, 11/11. I am the Wolfman, and I am coming to you from the 8 p.m. Inn and Suites, where I have moved out of the room with the soggy carpet and into a room with laminate floors, and it is much cleaner, and I am much happier. And it's also cheaper because it doesn't have the extra bed in it that I didn't need. Um, so I'm currently staying in a hotel, saving up to buy a van, which I may or may not live down by the river in, but at least I'll have the option. Um, if you couldn't tell, I'm happy. I am free of a large energy drain. Um, Not much to say about it. I'm single. Um, I was not, and now I am. And it's very good. I like my own company. Um, I've had two really at this point. I'm 36 years old, and I've had two serious relationships in my life. I've been in other relationships that were more or less serious, but like my ex-wife, obviously, I was with for 6 years, and I carried her, you know, and I wasn't perfect by any means, but I carried her logistically, financially, Um, it was not an even exchange. It was not. I was not better with her. Like I was not more capable with her. I was. And then Stormy, my ex girlfriend now. I was with her for about 6 years, which is apparently how long it takes me to figure out that somebody is not going to change. And Stormy was a lot better, to be honest. Like, not that she's a better person, not that there's anything wrong with my ex-wife. Just very incompatible, and we didn't. There seem to be like three types of relationships you can be in, right? There's one where you give, and I shouldn't say relationships. Relationships are complicated things. There are three types of interactions you can have with another being on this planet. You know, Whatever. This is my perspective. Take it or leave it. But you can have an interaction with a person where you take something from them, or where you give them something, energy wise. So like somebody's having a bad day, you help them out, and you go away from it exhausted but feeling good, and they go away from it a little bit better. You gave them something. You're having a bad day, somebody comes gives you something. Nothing wrong with either of these. And then there's this third type where the two of you come together, and at the end of it, like you gas each other up, and at the end of it, there's more energy. Like both people walk away energized, both people. So there's no vampiric draining. There's no transaction. There's two people coming together and creating a third thing that didn't exist before, and that is, as far as I'm concerned, what making love is. It's not always sexual. You don't have to rub two physical bodies together to make love. It's an energetic thing where you come together in creative union with a person and you create more energy. And Stormy and I did that a lot of times. We did a really cool dance at Para Lounge like 6 years ago when we first met, that she choreographed and I helped her with, and like we kind of stole the show at the end, and it was really, it was unplanned, and we kind of like just like she wanted to do it real guerrilla style, but I wasn't comfortable with it, so it's like we got to talk to the guy that's running Para Lounge, and get his blessing on it. She kind of like, and then she agreed. And so she went and she asked him, and of course he said yes, and we did the thing. And, we've done various things together. We had a lot of good times, and I learned a lot directly from her or from the experience with her. So it wasn't all a bad thing, but relationship run its course, and we were no longer compatible, and it was beginning to become a thing where I was carrying her. And honestly, it wasn't good for her either. I don't think. Um, Certain things people have to do for themselves, and you just can't. You can't. Like everybody has heard the story now. Like if you see a caterpillar, well, not a caterpillar, but a butterfly emerging from the cocoon, they struggle. And they struggle and they struggle and they struggle to get out of that cocoon and to spread their wings. And if you help them come out and unfold their wings for them, they'll never be able to fly, because that struggle is part of the way where they build the muscle in order to fly. And so if a well-intentioned person comes along and sees a butterfly struggling and tries to help them and takes that struggle away from them, then they never fly. And so I think it's not a perfect analogy, because like sometimes people do need help, and we're smarter than butterflies. Like if that happened to me, then I would just go to occupational therapy and learn how to fly. But you can help people, but there is a certain point where people have to do things for themselves. And so you get into a relationship, you get to a point in a relationship where no, it's not good for anybody anymore, and we split. And I don't feel like we did too much damage to each other on the way out. You know, hopefully, I wish her, I wish her well. I seriously do. I don't ever necessarily want to hear from her again, but I do hope that good things happen for her. I hope she goes on to create magic with other people. But in the meantime, what I have learned is that we're not doing this a third time. Um, this is why I said no more patience, only partners. If I meet someone and they need a place to live, they need a car, and they want me to get them a basic need like this, no. Nope. No, sir. Sorry. I'm done. I'm over it. I will empower you. I will help you figure out how to do it yourself. But as far as this season in my life, helping people season is over. Empowering people season has begun. And so if you come to me with a problem, I will help you figure out how to solve it yourself. Um, especially when it comes to partners, but really, I don't have the bandwidth for any patience right now. I want to open these sanctuaries, and I want to be able to give scholarships to people, and I'm not powerful enough to do that yet. Like as a financial entity, yeah, you gave me the money, I could do it. I'm sure it would be a learning curve, but like I need to gain some momentum in the world. I need to gain some power, specifically financially, but like make connections and that whole kind of thing. And I need to create these things, and I don't have time for any patience. Um, any if anybody wants my help, I can help you figure out how to solve your own problems, or you could be a paying client. Um, but I'm done helping people for free until I am powerful enough to help a lot of people for free. It's just a better use. It's just a better use of my talents. I've got to get to that level where I can help more people. And so anybody wants to interact with me now, it's either going to be transactional, which is not preferred, but I will accept transactional relationships where like you pay me or you barter with me, you do something for me and I do something for you, and we both come out with something that we want. Fine. Otherwise, it has got to be a partnership where me and the other person are in service of this greater goal. And so the instead of coming together, in a transactional manner, we could sort of come together as uh, members of an organization, even if there's just two of us, and it's technically a partnership. Really, we're members of an organization, and the organization is trying to do a certain thing, which is create these sanctuaries. There's got a whole plan for that. Anybody that wants to actually partner up with me, let me know, and we'll get into details offline. But yeah, the thing that I'm looking for now at this season of my life is for somebody that wants to be a member of the organization, and that's just the way that I'm framing it because like we both work for the organization. The organization has certain goals. There is no CEO, no king of the organization. The organization serves everyone equally or serves no one. It serves a goal, and every member of the organization serves the organization. And so I'm looking for someone, not that actively because I'm quite happy to be on my own and catch my breath and build my bank account and my energy back up. But my next partner needs to be somebody who can show up and help me build this organization. And so I didn't know that's what I was going to talk about, but I did want to give an update. I know my last video was kind of like I had sort of crash landed at the hotel and I was spent. And so I didn't want to worry anybody unduly. Yes, it was a low. It was chaos. It was months of chaos and pain, while I really learned how to be happy in spite of circumstances, but also where I took a lot of hits. And for now, it's over and I'm on the way up. And so things are looking good. So I hope, I know a lot of people have been also going through it. And there's been a lot of that for the last 2 years, but it seems like the last 2 or 3 months have been really like going through its season. And so if you're watching this and you're going through it, I feel like a lot of us that are on the same wave are either still going through it or just finished going through it. But like, trust me, you can't have a wave that is all trough and no peak. Like, you will get as low as you get, and then you will come out the other side of it, and you will start to go up again. And so, just hang in there, eyes on the prize. Don't force it, don't fight it. Just let it be what it is. If you're upset, you're upset. You're allowed to be upset. If you're hurting, you're hurting. But you can give up on all kinds of things, just not life itself. Just not existence itself. It's good to be alive, and it's good to be here. And you can have the life that you want. You got to get it for yourself. You've got to be the one that makes it happen, but you can have it. You've got to figure out what you want. You've got to want one thing. You got to pare it down. You got to pare it down, and you got to want one thing, and then you've got to focus on that thing, and you've got to make it happen. Faith without works is dead. You've got to do the work, but you can have whatever life you want. Or at the very least, you can move towards the life that you want, and it feels really good to be moving in the right direction. It's not like the destination is really what it's about anyways. We want to create a life that's worth living, not an end point. So you can create the life that you want. You can look around the game board and you can see what moves are available, and you can make the moves that you want to make. You don't have total control over any of this. If you identify as anything less than the entire universe, then you don't have total control. But you have some influence. And how much power do you have? Mysterious, unknown. But some, not none. So there's no point in saying, oh, I'm going to create my own reality. I'm going to make it, when and how and exactly, and it's going to be easy, and, like, I'm going to get everything that I want, just like waving a magic wand. Now, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying sorry, let me back up. So it's not like you get to just create your own reality, and you get to create a reality where nothing ever goes wrong, or nothing ever goes according to your plan goes wrong. But when it goes wrong according to your plan, I believe it has gone right according to the master plan. And your plan was, all that something going wrong does is let you know where your plan was out of alignment with the actual plan. So I do believe that everything goes according to plan. And so you can't just think that you don't have any power and give up, because you'll die. And you won't have any fun. Like, we're all going to die anyways, but you'll die sooner and you won't have any fun on your way to death. So let's not do that. But it's also not good to go to the other side and think that you're in complete control of everything, or pretend that you're in complete control of everything. No, you're in control of nothing, but you have influence. You have some votes. You can vote with your actions on what kind of situation you get. You know? And so, to me, it just makes a lot of sense to figure out what you want and aim at it, and to be happy. I want to be happy now, and I want to create better conditions for myself in the future. Um, these are the two goals. They go hand in hand, and it's a really good, it's a really good framework, if I do say so myself, because if you're like, I want better conditions now, then that messes up your happiness. And if you're like, I want to be happy in the future, then that also messes up your happiness. But you can be happy now, and you can create a better future. Look around your present. It is what it is. You already created this. With the help of your environment, of course. Of course, you didn't create it by yourself. We're all interconnected. But it's already been created. The physical present is kind of like the energetic past. And the future, the physical future, is what you're creating now. So go ahead, figure out what you want to create, and create it. And it's not going to be exactly like you imagine. It might be worse, it might be better. But I guarantee you that if you are intentionally creating what you want, it'll be better than if you're just letting life push you around. Definitely be better if you're worrying and not working, and doing whatever it is that you can to numb out. Be here, feel it even if it sucks, because the truth is worth it. Understanding the truth is the only way to reliably change it. Denial, you can't change anything if you're in denial of the way that it is. So see the present, realize that this was created through actions in the past, and realize that the future is being created through actions that you're doing now. Figure out what you want and move towards it, and be happy with things the way they are. That doesn't mean that you accept conditions that are not healthy for you either. Okay? Like that room that I was in, unacceptable. I would have been sick if I would stay there. If I'd had 10% more energy the day that I moved in, I would have been like, no, this isn't going to work. But if I would have done that, I might not have gotten a room at this hotel at all. I might have had to go to another hotel. I didn't have transportation. I had all my stuff. It was fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. And I had like several loads of stuff that had to be carried from place to place. So I was like, you know what? The door will lock. I can keep the crazy people on the other side of the door. And that'll have to be enough for now. And then I went through a week and I upgraded to a room that won't make me sick. So, fantastic. And I'm going to continue to upgrade my life, and you can see how happy I am. I don't need a lot. I don't need a lot to be happy. But it's like this, somebody said, throw me into hell and I'll find a way to have a good time, or something like that. And I've always liked that idea. And I've kind of used it as an ideal to judge myself. And sometimes I'm like, yeah, this isn't that bad and you're not having a good time. Do better. I do believe I can accept. Acceptance can mean two different things. And so I can accept the present as it is. Like, yes, it is. I'm in a room with wet carpets and I don't have the energy to fix it. But that doesn't mean I'm giving up on getting to a better situation, right? And so now I'm in this situation, and it's better than it was. It's clean. I can work out. I've got my job. I can save money. I I can make moves from here, um, and it's all foolishness, man. All on some level, right? So like from a human perspective, you're going through and you're like, oh, I want this, I want that, I want, come up with this thing, and it's good to have these goals because you got to do something, right? Like try doing nothing. It's not possible. You're gonna sit, you're gonna digest, you're gonna metabolize. You can't do nothing. Um, so you have to do something, but just know that whatever you're doing is foolishness. It's going to result in your death at the end. So it's okay. Um, like it's okay to forget that it's foolishness too, and to like get into the game. It's actually I think preferable to like really get invested in the game that you're playing. But like every once in a while, you got to come up for air and be like, oh, that's right. Like my whole goal of starting this business or you know whatever it is that you're trying to do is foolishness. It's foolishness. Like we have to be here and we have to do something. Um, but it's all foolishness. And that's okay. It's okay. Um, but what that means is that none of it's important enough to be mean to people, right? Like if being kind to you means I don't get to win my game, the game was foolishness. It's not important. Um, I don't know. I don't know if there's been any kind of a common thread to this. Like I said, I just wanted to give everybody an update, not leave it on such a low note, and then here we are rambling. So much love. May your hearts be happy. May your minds be clear. May you find satisfaction in whatever foolish games you decide to play. May you find ultimate satisfaction in a cosmic perspective outside of the human games that you play.